Look, if you think archaeology is just dusty old man brushing sand off a broken pot for 40 years, you are dead wrong. Imagine digging in a cave and finding a prehistoric claw covered in fresh skin. We're stumbling upon a 2,000-year-old mechanical computer that makes your MacBook look like a stone tablet. Today, we're diving into the weirdest archaeological finds that have scientists sweating and rewritten history books burning. Stick around until the end, because the last discovery from the Russian mountains will make you question if our ancestors were actually using alien tech. Let's go!
New Zealand, 1986. A team of explorers crawls into a cave on Mount Owen. They're expecting stalactites, maybe some bats. Instead, they find this. A massive, clawed foot with the flesh and skin still attached. It looked so fresh, they thought the monster that owned it was still hiding in the shadows. Everyone lost their minds. Was it a dinosaur? Did Jurassic Park just go live? Well, it turns out it belonged to a moa, a giant flightless bird that stood 10 feet tall. But here's the kicker. This bird went extinct over 500 years ago. Because of the cave's crazy microclimate, the foot stayed perfectly mummified. Imagine being those hikers. One minute you're looking for cool rocks, the next you're staring at a fresh relic from a lost world. It's one of the weirdest archaeological finds because it reminds us that nature doesn't always play by the rules of decay. But a giant bird claw is just biology. What happens when you find a piece of high-tech machinery in a shipwreck from the time of Julius Caesar?
1901, divers off the coast of Greece find a rusted lump of bronze in a shipwreck. They threw it in a box and ignored it for decades. Why? Because it looked like junk. When they finally X-rayed it, the scientific world imploded. Inside were dozens of precision gears, so small and complex they shouldn't have been invented for another 1,500 years. This thing could calculate the positions of the stars, eclipses, and even the date of the next Olympics. While everyone else was hitting each other with bronze swords and eating olives, someone was carrying around an analog computer. It's like finding a Tesla parked in a medieval castle. We have no idea who built it or why the technology just vanished for over a millennium. It's a total history fail. Think a computer is weird? How about a 10,000-year-old skyscraper hidden inside a mountain in Turkey? In the 90s, archaeologists found a site in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe. It's a massive temple complex with 50-ton pillars carved with intricate animals. Here's the problem. It's 12,000 years old. At that time, humans were supposed to be primitive hunter-gatherers who lived in caves and hunted rabbits. They didn't have metal tools, they didn't have agriculture, and they certainly didn't have 3D modeling software. But here it is, a masterpiece of engineering built by people who, according to our textbooks, didn't even know how to grow wheat yet. This site is one of the weirdest archaeological finds because it proves we weren't just lucky to become civilized. We were already geniuses long before we settled down. But wait, if humans were that smart, what were they doing with giant stone spheres in the middle of the Costa Rican jungle?
In the 1930s, workers clearing the jungle in Costa Rica found dozens of perfectly round stone spheres. Some are tiny, some weigh 15 tons. They are so perfectly spherical that it seems impossible to make them without modern lathes. Local legends say the ancients had a liquid that could soften stone. Scientists, they just shrug and say, sandpaper and a lot of time. Yeah, right. Imagine rubbing a boulder with sand for 20 years just to make a giant marble. These spheres are often found in lines pointing to astronomical events. It's like a prehistoric GPS system made of heavy rocks. To this day, nobody knows how they moved them through the dense jungle or why they needed perfect spheres in the first place. But the ultimate glitch in the system isn't in the jungle. It's a tiny set of coils found in the Ural Mountains that are older than the human race itself. 1991, gold miners in the Ural Mountains, Russia, are digging 40 feet deep. They find something that should not exist. Thousands of microscopic spirals and coils made of tungsten and molybdenum. These metals are used today in rocket engines and light bulbs. The coils are as small as 1/10,000th of an inch, and the layer of earth they were found in, it's roughly 300,000 years old. 300,000 years ago, our ancestors were basically just figuring out that fire is hot and mammoths are dangerous. Who was manufacturing nanotechnology in the Russian wilderness? It's one of the weirdest archaeological finds because it suggests a high-tech civilization existed and got wiped out, leaving only tiny metal crumbs for us to find.
So, what do you think? Are we the first advanced civilization on Earth, or are we just picking up the pieces of a much older, crazier game? The weirdest archaeological finds show us that the past is much darker and more high-tech than we ever imagined. If your brain is currently melting, hit that like button and subscribe. Comment below which find freaked you out the most, the ancient computer or the Russian nanotech. Keep your eyes on the ground. You never know when you'll dig up something that breaks the world. See ya!